Hey everyone, welcome to the Buzz COVIDeo series. I'm one of the co-founders of Buzz, Jeff Pilch. If you're not familiar with the Buzz, we're a startup newsletter that was launched about a year ago that covers local New England startups. And what we do is connect them with potential investors and other people in our network to kind of help them get to the next level. And we started this COVIDeo series specifically to highlight some of these companies. So we can kind of see like what they're dealing with through COVID and figure out how to best help them and see if anyone in the network can help them along the way. So I'm here with the founder of Fisherman, Amit Kalarackal.
Yeah, that's well
I
done.
had it right earlier, but yeah, hey, nice to have you, Amit.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Um, so like, first of all, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been, definitely the most work that I've put into anything in my life these last few weeks has been, they've been insane for myself, for my team. Everything compounds itself, with
Yeah.
new requests from customers, stress from the team. So personally, I've been a little bit stressed, but overall doing great. Like we were talking about a little bit earlier, I personally think as a startup person, it's moments like these that we kind of live for in a way. It's about how can we have a big impact and how can we move really quickly both things that we've been forced into more than ever before. So it's been exhilarating, although definitely really tiring and as well.
Yeah, man. Can you, just to step back a little bit, can you just remind the viewers a little bit about Fisherman, what the story is, what you guys are doing?
Yes. So Fisherman, we have software that automatically generates complete websites for small businesses. Mission is to help millions of small businesses around the world compete online with larger brands using automation. We're focused on the restaurant industry, so one that's obviously faced a ton
Yeah.
of impact recently. But the idea is, there's Wixes and Squarespaces and WordPresses of the world where it takes very minimal effort to get up and running. But those platforms are still a little bit too technically intensive for very small business owners. People who are not technically savvy at all, have no time, also don't have that much money to go hire an agency out. And so with our product, the first interaction we're often having with our customers is actually showing them a complete website. We can take just basic info about a business's name and address, and automatically generate a complete website for them.
Yeah, that's cool. So, I mean, can you tell a little bit, can you go into like maybe some stories along the way? Because I know, like, as you said, restaurant impact, restaurant industry has been hit very hard, and it's very cool that, you're able to kind of help these businesses stay afloat. Can you maybe like speak to that and some of the things you've seen over the last month and a half?
Definitely. I mean, the reason we really started Fisherman was to support these small businesses that, traditionally there was no need to be digitally present. A lot of them, word of mouth, walk around traffic was enough for them to stay
Yeah.
around. Obviously the trends, even over the last 10, 20 years, have been more and more digital. Now we're already at the point where it's like 2/3 of users online are looking at websites from their phone. So we were already kind of trying to help people make that transition seamlessly. And that's just been accelerated now because there is no walk-in traffic to most restaurants. Volume overall is down oftentimes like 80%, 90% transaction volume of in-store, because of it's primarily in-store before. And so restaurants are being forced to move online for online ordering. They can still do phone-related takeout orders, but people are still finding
Yeah.
them largely online. And so for that reason, what we were able to do as a business to just really quickly get someone spun up, a website up and running, their Google profile, other social media profiles managed, and then also set up online ordering very quickly, in minutes is really key, since every minute counts now for a restaurant. And we've been doing different promotions to really support restaurants during COVID.
And in case any restaurants are listening, what's the website for people to go to?
Yeah, so it's gofisherman.com. And if right now, we're doing some special promotions to provide our services completely free until September. And if you just go to gofisherman.com/coronavirus hyphen support, or just click get website on our site, you'll be able to just, really quickly fill out your business name, address, contact info, and then we will automatically generate a complete website for your business, for free, same day, get you live.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's super important what you guys are doing to help keep some of these small businesses alive, which is awesome. Can you maybe talk a little bit about like how in the short term COVID has impacted your business and kind of like how you think it's going to impact it long term and what you guys have done and what you're going to do to kind of like pivot and counteract kind of like what your vision was before and how it kind of changes?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, short term, the way we sell, I guess first is we don't go outbound direct a lot to restaurants. We offer the direct connection to restaurant service. Any restaurant can come, request a website and we'll work with them. But we
Yeah.
also work with a lot of channel partners. So other companies in the space that are interfacing directly with restaurants recognize their need for a good web presence, and we'll get those leads to us. And just the nature of the companies that we work with, a lot of those are in online ordering spaces, or in just the point of sale kind of world where there's just more and more needs that they're facing. And so as their demand increases, our demand just naturally grows as well. So we've just had more requests than ever for websites and to help set up online ordering. And so, short term, there's been some growing pains. It's not a demand that we were expecting to have to deal with this early. It's a good problem to have, but
Yeah, it's a weird problem for most startups.
yeah,
Right now. Yeah.
yeah, it's a weird problem. I mean, obviously, there's even bigger. There's a lot of really sad things going on in the world right now, and this is where our time is focused. And but it's definitely weird. I mean, no matter what, if your business is doing worse than before, if you're getting more demand than ever, it's unexpected, and that always
Yeah.
needs more time that you weren't expecting in certain areas. And so for us, it's been to some degree just throwing more resources at some of the parts of our product on the sales side to just close more restaurants quickly, and on the site editing side to fulfill any kind of requests that are being made, and then on the product to just make everything more efficient. So we've had to just boost up our team size and what everyone's focused on. And long term, it's just increasing the product around how efficient we are at filling requests. So, right now it's like, all right, we need people to be changing the websites as quickly as possible manually, but we've got a lot of technology that's around making those things automated. And so longer term, it's going to be making sure that those are in place so we can support even greater demand. And as far as trends go, I mean, so far nothing's let up. We haven't seen any trends in any of the states that have been, that acted first or acted later. It's been pretty steady, this need and this transition. If a restaurant wants to stay open, they have to transition to, a good off-premise ordering solution. So that's been steady. We don't really, it's really hard to know the future. Nobody that I've talked to in this industry has any sense of when things are going to go back to like normal. I don't think, the normal is going to be the same. Some key things that'll change right now. A lot of consumers are being forced to use technology to order and interact with small businesses. And a lot of people were already doing that. We're using apps, we're using websites to place orders, but there's a lot of kind of forced conversion of user behavior right now. And it's one of those classic things where as soon as you start using these technologies and realize how easy they are to use, it builds into your habit. And I think those habits are going to be changing long term. And so we're going to just see more people using technology to order online, to interact with small businesses than just, different generations using these products than before.
Yeah, I mean, I totally like even just not in your industry. Like my dad used Zoom for the first time and listened to his first podcast. So like, it's
Yeah.
amazing what's going to happen. So you referenced that you have like a big ramp up here and that your team is kind of, I don't know if you said burned out, but I'll use that word. Are you guys hiring?
Yeah, we are hiring. We're doing, a couple full-time salaried developer roles, full stack development. But everything else on like kind of sales, customer success, and development, we are hiring, but it's all a kind of temp to perm.
Sure.
Main reason just being the unpredictability of this. And there's a lot of people who need work right now. And we're definitely open to any of those types of conversations because, because we want to take advantage of this opportunity and be able to help as many people as we can. We've already had to kind of turn away some restaurants, which has been tough,
Wow.
but we don't want to be in that
3 months ago, did you think you would be saying no to any restaurants?
No, definitely not. 1 month ago, I don't think.
Yeah, I know, right? So is the best way if somebody's listening or somebody who listens knows somebody that's looking and might be a fit, is just to go to the website to learn more? Like, what's the best way to get in touch with you on that?
Yeah, they can, add me on LinkedIn and reach out to me that way. I'm fine with that. I will say, there's been more inbound than ever before. Not just people who are interested in work, but so I'll be a little slow to respond. But that's LinkedIn is perfectly fine with me. I think that makes it easier to just see their profile and shoot a little blurb. But our website, we have a careers page on our website as well, and they can also just email careers@gofisherman.com.
Cool. And then if it's easier too, if you know me or somebody else with the buzz, feel free to reach out to us and I can steer you in the right direction too. So whatever's easier, we want to help both sides here.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there, towards the end here, is there anything else that, our network might be able to help you with, or things you're looking for to kind of help you guys through this? This would be a good time to kind of just spit that out.
Yeah, a few things come to mind. What we're seeing right now is more collaborations happening between companies than ever before. Particularly in our space, we've fast tracked relationships, partnerships with organizations that would have taken months just in the span of days now. And it's just because a lot of times jointly there's a lot of value that we can have,
Yeah.
and everyone's trying to support and save this industry right now. So any businesses in this food tech world or small business tech world that are just trying to support, it doesn't even have to be tech, that are just trying to support and save this industry, or other small business industries. Personally, I'm very open to any of those types of conversations. For us, I think our biggest value is the ability for us to prop up self-service auto-generated web presences with other features as quickly as possible, and a lot of industries need something like that right now. So
Yeah.
I was open to those conversations. We are growing right now, so I think team-wise, to your point, anyone who's sort of has experience in this industry and cares about this impact, I'd love to have a conversation with. Other than that, advice around these types of growing pains that we're feeling. I think there's a clear analogy to any company that is facing sort of scale pains prior to expectation. We can't expect this to last forever, but we want to make sure that we're doing this right. So just stuff around, the right way to think about staffing up right now, the right way to think about, expectation setting to customers, tracking the right types of data to plan for the future. Anyone who's gone through these types of situations, I would really appreciate advice, because we're kind of taking things as they come, and even just advice around time management. I think personally, it's just more kind of conversations and types of things than I've ever dealt with before, and figuring out a good way to process all that would be helpful.
Yeah, and maybe somebody to force you to go outside. I don't.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I've not been outside since Saturday, which is a
Wild.
problem. Yeah,
These restaurants need their websites, so
yeah.
you're doing some important stuff. So really appreciate the time here. I know time is very valuable, always in a startup, and especially right now. So thank you, Amit. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for all the work you're doing right now. I think it's really great, getting our message across. So I really appreciate it from you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the time again, and thank you everybody for listening. See you next time.